I think for Arsenal to win, they're going to have to score 3 goals. And I'm not sure that's the case. I see City scoring 2. So I'm going to say 2-1 City.
Full fixture list this midweek, 3 this evening. Start with your old club, Wolves, at home to Crystal Palace. And Wolves' form just wobbling a bit at the wrong time. I mean, they don't want to get sucked back into this relegation battle. You feel like there's a cluster of teams here where maybe one more win or 2 more wins would be enough. But Wolves certainly in that bracket. How do you see them getting on against Palace?
Surprising defeat for me, to be honest, due to the form of the teams on the weekend, Leicester and Wolves. But I see them winning tonight. Again, I'll touch on, I'll tell you, he seems like a very good learner, fast learner, which is key in this league and as a manager. So I'm sure there'll be changes to what he felt didn't go well on Saturday. And that will coincide with what he feels will need to beat Palace. Palace away from him are good, obviously, but I'm going to go with Wolves 2-1.
Aston Villa at home to Fulham. Villa just had their brilliant momentum checked a little bit with that draw at Brentford, but they're still banging the mix for Europe. And Fulham, after looking dead and buried, have gone and won back-to-back games. So that makes this one a really interesting clash, doesn't it?
Yeah, very, very interesting. Like you said, that is not expected, but that is a possibility going to Brentford and drawing. We've seen the top teams doing that and some losing. So, yeah, I think it's slightly surprising due to the current forms. But when you look over the season, Brentford is a tough place to go. But same now as Villa Park, and I see them getting back on track and winning this game. So I'm going to say Villa 3-1.
Final game of Tuesday night is a relegation 6-pointer. Leeds hosting Leicester. Leicester, that was their first win since early February. So it was an unbelievably bad run that they've been on. But that'll just give everybody a lift around the place, won't it, going and beating Wolves. And Leeds coming in off the back of a loss. This is a nervy game for them. Wonder if it's an advantage or a disadvantage being in front of home fans when the nerves are this high. How do you see it going?
It's only an advantage if you go up. If you go behind, then it's a disadvantage. Again, Leeds look a little bit lost at the minute. I'm not sure how they're trying to approach games, whether it is full throttle attack or trying to contain teams, and that isn't working either by conceding a whole volume of goals. Confidence of Leicester, I'm going to put them favourites, so I'm going to say 2-1 Leicester.
On to Wednesday, then Nottingham Forest hosting Brighton, and Forest starting to look like they're sinking. A spirited performance at Liverpool, but ultimately no points for that. And while they are scoring goals, they're leaking them too, aren't they? And Brighton are not a team you want to be playing when you're leaking goals.
No, definitely not. Brighton are not a team you want to play when it's in a bad run of form. Regardless, they're very good. They was good on the weekend. I don't know how much of a toll that takes emotionally as well. So you've seen obviously players upset and frustrated after the game. So that takes its toll after a defeat. I'm going to say a draw for this game. I'm going to say 2-2. I just think the efforts of Brighton on the weekend may hinder this game. Chelsea
at home to Brentford then. Frank Lampard struggled to make an impact at Chelsea, but after the Champions League exit, he did say he was looking forward to having an extended period of time on the training pitch with the players to try and instill some different bits into his team. Will we see the benefit of that against Brentford, do you think?
I hope so, for Frank's sake. But again, I'm not sure. Picking a winner, you've got to say Brentford are slightly favourites in this game. Just the way the season's gone, the confidence levels, the understanding of the system. Like, this is potentially the 4th style of play that Chelsea players are trying to adapt to, and as much as they have a high level of intelligence in that squad, it's still difficult to do that and implement it straight away. So I'll go with my heart and say draw 1-1.
West Ham hosting Liverpool. We talk about Liverpool putting in a good response against Forest, but West Ham have really turned it around, haven't they? Some great results. A 4-0 win at Bournemouth. Not sure many saw that coming. They're through to the semi-finals in the Conference League, and suddenly things all seem rosy again. Can they turn Liverpool over on their own turf?
It's always a good game this to watch. I remember a few years ago, and there was some great goals in play. Like you said, it's been a good turnaround, good week for West Ham. I don't think they're looking over their shoulder now, really. I think they're looking up and confident they can focus on the conference. This game may be a bit too much. I know Liverpool's away form isn't great, but I think they're just in sync a little bit more now. They seem to have a settled team. I think it's a similar starting lineup for the last 3 games, maybe for Jurgen Klopp, which has obviously boded well for them. So I'm going to say Liverpool 2-1.
We've already spoken about the big one, but we do have 3 games on Thursday as well. Another relegation clash, Southampton at home to Bournemouth. It was much better from Southampton against Arsenal, but must be a devastating feeling for them not to come away with 3 points there. They did show good character to kind of cling on for that point at the end. Bournemouth coming here off the back of a 4-0 loss. As I say, I don't think anybody really saw that coming. So how does this one pan out?
Yeah, the fact that they're down there, it's like people have disregarded some massive derby game as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, the form of or the confidence levels of both teams will be similar, because as much as they've lost 4-0, Bournemouth, losing a lead of that magnitude late on will definitely hurt Southampton. This is a massive game for Bournemouth, because I think they can go clear of the relegation if they win this. So it's kind of on the line their season. I think it potentially cements Southampton as well if they lose. It gives them a fighting chance if they win, but I don't know. Something's telling me Southampton. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to go Southampton 2-1.
Everton at home to Newcastle, and Everton, they're looking organised. Another 0-0 draw at the weekend, despite going down to 10 men, but it's just whether that's going to be enough. They're maybe lacking the inspiration at times to go and turn draws into wins, and they're playing a Newcastle team who are going to be so high on confidence after absolutely destroying Spurs at the weekend. As bad as Spurs were, Newcastle were very good as well in that opening exchange. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, Newcastle were amazing. I just give them credit rather than talk about how bad Spurs were. But yeah, I'm not sure this is a game either team want to play. Like, Newcastle will be aware of how difficult Goodison Park is and the confidence of Newcastle. I'm sure the Everton players will be like, yeah, this is probably not the team you want to face right now. That being said, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go in terms of the momentum and shift, but I see a draw. I'll go 1-1.
Final game of the weekend is Tottenham hosting Man United. Tottenham trying to pick themselves up off the floor. We saw Christian Stellini depart last night. Ryan Mason currently stepping up. It's a very strange situation in the dugout, isn't it? And then they're taking on a Man United team who weren't great at the weekend, but found their way through to the FA Cup final.
Yeah, this is what's going on at Spurs is crazy. As a team and a club that have got top players and everything that you would look for, stadium, training ground, and then it's just the disarray that is going on. You're like, what is actually happening? Not just the coaching, the football director. It's a strange situation to see at such a big club. I don't see them winning this game. I don't see them winning at all. Again, it could be totally wrong, but I'm going to go Man United 2-0.